What's good, fellas? We are live in the Masculine Throne. We got a live presentation today on the topic of manifestation, the secrets of manifestation. And we got a special guest, a sex magic and tantric sex specialist and master. And he's going to share with us how to manifest, how to manifest wealth, how to manifest women, how to manifest the life of your dreams. And he's going to share some other secrets with us, all right? So without further ado, my special guest, the Dark Lord Morningstar.
What's up, guys? I really appreciate being able to be a part of this, because me and Trey have a long history. We've been going out and doing things for a little while, and I just came back into town, so it's good to actually meet up in person and have this event here. Because Trey's been doing a lot of things and I've been watching him, so I appreciate for you allowing me, to join you on this.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. So cool, man. Let's get into it, bro. So we're talking about manifestation. This is not a word that I've used much in this group, but I'm aware that it's a very powerful word, and I started using it recently. The ability to manifest what you're thinking about, what you've created in the metaphysical world, and bringing it into the physical world. So can you tell us what is manifestation and how does it work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, from my perspective, now I've been doing spiritual work and manifestation work for a very long time. I really started with the law of attraction, which is everybody, whatever you think, you attract. Everybody in the spiritual community, they'll say you're always manifesting. No matter whether you think it or not, whether you believe it or not, you're manifesting. You're attracting whatever it is that you are. So basically, manifesting is taking that ability and that power into your own hands. Not just being hey, I'm just who I am, and whatever comes to me. It's no, I am a creator of my life, and I can actually control certain things in order to bring certain outcomes into my life. Just like with any kind of endeavor that you do, if you believe that you have the power to affect it, then you would definitely have a better outcome. So from my perspective, manifestation is just being able to take back the power and control of your life in a more of a spiritual manner, and you're working with energy, more of the underlinings of how the universe works. You're not necessarily just taking a bunch of action, but you're also taking very, very thoughtful action. You're thinking about the process of what you're doing, and then you're using the energy that you have in order to bring that into being.
Okay. So let's say somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, man, I'm not getting any girls, man. How do I start manifesting some girls into my life?" What advice would you give them, or what would you tell them to do?
Well, first I tell them to join this group and to talk to Trey, because but So actually, before I even got deep, really as deep as I am into manifestation work, I was doing pickup. Me and Trey, we used to go out and stuff, and I've had different wingmen, and I've dating was a big part of my life, and it still is. So when I discovered manifestation and spiritual work, it just took it to a whole different level. So if somebody wants to use manifestation in order to attract women into their life, I would say first you need to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, as in you're not just they say we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. So if you believe that you have you understand that you have a lot more power within you to do incredible things. So getting a woman, getting a chick or whatever ain't really shit when you can manifest whatever you want in your life. So if I were to, talk to someone, and I talk to people all the time about this. People ask me all the time about like how to get women with manifestation work. And I would say that they should, focus on understanding themselves and then starting to create that energy that they want to attract and that they want to manifest. Think about, use the power of your mind and visualization to think about who do you want to attract into your life. One thing that's very interesting about manifestation is when you use the power of manifestation, you may not get the exact girl that you want, right? So like sometimes you're like, oh, I want Sarah at my fucking job or whatever. Know what I mean? But and you visualize this. Know what I mean? You put the energy and you visualize this and you think about her and having her in your life and how it would feel and how it would be. Know what I mean? How great and awesome it would be, how cool of a dude you would be, or whatever the fuck you want to feel. And you feel that and you embody that energy. And you're going to attract that into your life, but you may not attract fucking Sarah at your job. You may attract Linda that you meet at the fucking grocery store. Now, I mean, because it's not about that particular person. It's more about the energy that you're trying to bring into your life. So I would, tell that person, like, imagine and visualize the type of person or the type of girl that you want in your life and bring that energy into life. Be that type of person as best as you can. And then allow it to manifest. Now, I mean, don't try to, like, force it and think about it. That's manifestation is just a little more smoother process. Instead of just like fucking like punching the wall all fucking day. Now, I mean, you can actually get a hammer and use a hammer to hit it.
Yeah. Okay, bro. So, would you say there are limits to manifestation? Like, let's say I say, you know what, man? Let's look at money. You know what? I want to make $1 million this month, right?
Right.
And maybe I haven't even made, $50,000 in a month. Let's say.
Right.
Is it impossible for me to make $1 million in a month, or is it possible through manifestation? Like, what would you say about that?
Okay, that's a really, really good question, actually. Because I've thought about this a lot over the last couple of years. Because everybody wants $1 million fucking dollars. Everybody wants to manifest $1 million. That's the key thing. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants 1 million girls. You feel me? So is it possible? Of course it's possible. Now, I mean, you could wake up the next day and win the lottery or whatever the fuck and get that. Now, I mean, but is it likely if you're making like $50,000 a year? Most likely not. And I say that because manifestation is about attracting who you are. Know what I mean? So even the people that win the lottery, a lot of times they, spend or lose that money and quickly, and they become broke again because they don't embody that being of being a millionaire. Know what I mean? Me and Trey have been, we've been around millionaires before. It's a completely different energy, a completely different vibe, a completely different, action taking that they do. So if someone that, works a regular job and just thinks that they're going to sit around and manifest $1 million out of thin air, like I said, it's definitely possible. I mean, you could definitely do it. Don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams of sitting in your room and manifesting $1 million. But I would also say go out there and put in the work. Learn the shit that it takes to do that and embody that being of being a millionaire. Know what I mean? So if you want to manifest $1 million, don't think about necessarily $1 million. Think about who you are and being a millionaire. Know what I mean? Because really, and I've been around millionaires, and really, like, it's more about what they're doing, not about the money. Know what I mean? It's really about the actions that they take. They may literally be broke, like, and not have physically $1 million, but they can make it the next day because they know what the fuck they're doing. Know what I mean? So it's not necessarily about the money. It's about being the thing that you want to attract. So yeah, you can manifest $1 million, but I would say manifest yourself being a millionaire. Manifest that mind state. Know what I mean? That the your circumstances, the people around you. Manifest those things into your life in order to keep that $1 million that you're trying to manifest.
Okay, bro. So let's get a little specific here. I know there's people in the group that have specifically requested me to create content on the topic of how do I connect with multiple women romantically and sexually, or how do I build a rotation, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you were starting from scratch, right? But you have the understanding of manifestation and how it works, but you're starting from scratch. You have no women, You know, you have no connections or social,
no social circle,
right? You're starting from scratch, and you want to manifest a rotation of, let's say, 2 to 3 women. So 2 to 3 women that you're seeing romantically and sexually.
Okay.
What would you do? Like, what would the process look like? Just so we understand the difference of applying manifestation versus just doing some random shit, right?
Got you. So what would be like my step-to-step process to manifest in 2 to 3 women? Okay, so first off, I would be very specific about how many women I want in my life. Now, I mean, it can't be 2 or 3. It has to be 2 or 3. I mean, so either I'm going to do 2 or either I'm going to do 3. I have to be very specific because I have to visualize what the fuck I'm talking about. Now, I mean, so I would sit down. This is my process. You know, not everyone has the same process, but this is my process and it works for me. So I would sit down and be like, okay, and I do this every morning. Now, I mean, I do this every morning for different things that I want to manifest into my life. So I'll sit down and be like, all right, what is it that I want to manifest, right? Okay, so I want to manifest. I'm gonna use 2. I mean, I'm gonna use 2 women. I'm gonna manifest 2 women because a lot of us don't even have one yet. So let's just start with where we can. You feel me? So I want to manifest 2. All right, so I want to manifest 2 women in my life. What do I have to do that? All right, so I'm sitting down. I'm gonna get a piece of paper and write down this shit. I mean, I'm gonna be like, okay, 2 women, by a certain period of time. Now, I mean, I'll give myself time, within the next 3 months or whatever, right? 2 women in the next 3 months. And then I'll be like, okay, or even in the month. Now, I mean, that's easily possible. So, 2 women this month, right? And then I would be like, all right, so what type of women do I want these women to be? Like, does it really matter to me the qualities of this girl that I'm trying to manifest or these women that I'm trying to manifest? And, you don't want, you just don't want any chick. Most of us want a high quality female in our life. So if that's what I want to sit down and really think about, like, okay, so, I mean, for me, I'm doing that's me. For me, I'll be like, all right, so I want a thick chick, tattoos, black chick or whatever, you feel me? With an afro, you feel me? She got some piercings, maybe a cute little nose piercing and shit. She's into like the spiritual shit, so we really connect on that level. She has her own little job or whatever, her own business, so we can actually kind of build together. She at that time she's thinking about like long term. She wants to continue a relationship. She's actually been considering being polygamous or having other women around. Because I don't want to attract someone where it's gonna be I got this other chick and we're gonna have problems. You feel me? So I'm thinking about all these details of the type of chick that I want in my life, and I'm writing them down. And then from there I want to feel that energy, because it's all about energy at the end of the day. So I'm going to sit down and be like, okay, so having this chick around me, what is this going to feel like? Like, who is she? What is her vibe going to be like? Like, what when I meet her, what is it going to feel like? Okay, so say, okay, cool. One day I meet this really cool chick or whatever. I meet her at the store, and like, we have a really cool vibe and we click. We're talking about spiritual shit. Like, I'm going to really visualize this process for myself. How would it happen? And I would think about like how have I attracted other females in my life before? So I would fall and successfully. So we've all had females in our lives that we successfully, at least, talk to and had a good communication with. So how does that feel? How does it feel to have a good communication with a chick that I like? Like how awesome and how cool does that fucking feel to be like, oh yeah, bro, that was a cool ass conversation with that chick, and I know when I go back home we're gonna probably get on the phone or talk or whatever, and we're probably gonna meet again. Like, how does that feel? What is that feeling? Like, how happy and excited am I that like I was a cool enough person, like I was so fucking cool, and she liked my coolness. She liked who I was. So I'm gonna go through that process of like feeling that energy. I'm gonna try to embody that energy as much as possible. And I'm a tantric and sex magic teacher, so I use sex magic as my form or vehicle for manifestation. So I'm gonna sit there, and do some sex magic shit in order to like build that up and then release it. Because it's all about releasing it back to the universe. Like let the universe take control of that process of bringing those chicks or those females into your life. Now the step by step process of manifestation is you gotta have an intention, right? So I want to bring 2 or 3 women. I want to bring 2 women into my life in the next month, consistently. I mean, that's my intention. The energy that I'm putting into it. Okay, how am I building up this energy? How am I focused in this energy? Okay, so I'm sitting here, I'm meditating on it. I'm bringing my energy, my body, my spirit into having this girl or having these girls around me. And how does that fucking feel? I remember over the last within the last year. Now, I mean, I remember one of my biggest manifestations and one of my biggest goals was to have a drop top. Know what I mean? Riding with the top down with 2 or 3 bitches in the car. Know what I mean? Riding with my top. That had been my fucking goal ever since I was fucking little. And I manifested it. Know what I mean? I had a drop top Benz. Know what I mean? Riding around. It had 2 or 3 bitches. Know what I mean? And they're all cool with each other. Know what I mean? That was my fucking goal. That was my fucking vision. And I manifested it because I had a clear vision of what it was. Know what I mean? I had a clear intention of what it was. To me, it didn't matter how long it took. I just wanted that vision. Know what I mean? So once you have that energy around it and you build up that energy and you focus it, then you're going to release it back into the universe. Know what I mean? You're going to be like, all right, so, know what I mean, with sex magic, know what I mean, there's multiple ways of doing it. But, you just want to release it back into the universe and forget about it. Know what I mean? Be like, okay, I'm going to let, the universe bring back what it is that I'm trying to manifest. Know what I mean? Without overthinking it and trying to figure it out for yourself all the fucking time. Because, we overthink things all the fucking time and it's going to, interrupt that process of what we're trying to manifest.
Wow, brother. Wow. I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you to tell us some stories about manifestation. You kind of, gave some examples, but I know you have a ton of stories. I know you've traveled to many different places. You've manifested money. You've manifested whips. You've manifested your archetype. You've created a certain archetype that you didn't have before. A certain look. You manifested. You manifested women, right? You've manifested pretty much everything, right? So I'm curious, bro, can you share maybe one of the most powerful stories you have on manifestation that can inspire us to start tapping into this? Because as I said, I just started getting into manifestation, using that word and understanding what it means, because there's a difference between manifesting something and just trying to make something happen, so can you give us so can you give us an example of a story where you manifested something and did it in a big way? Okay.
Okay, so the first fucking story that comes to mind is a survival story, right? Because I stayed, I've been homeless, I've been homeless. I stayed at mansions. The full go around shit. I slept in my car, all the shit. Now, the first story that comes to mind was when I realized that I was a powerful being and that what the fuck I was doing was that it worked. Know what I mean? It was the first time that I got complete confirmation that this is real. Know what I mean? I've been doing it for years and years and years, but this moment right here was bro, this is real, and I know I can survive with just this one skill. Know what I mean? So okay, so I'm taking you back to Atlanta, Georgia. You feel me? In the hotels. Know what I mean? I stayed in the hotels. I studied with a millionaire pimp for a while. So I had kind of a little background in pimpery. So I knew how to talk to females, and I knew how to survive off of the women that I had around me to a certain extent. So this was a time where the chick that I had we were having kind of the vibe wasn't right. Now, I mean, you can feel when a chick and the energy's kind of off, and you don't know if the relationship's gonna last that long or what's gonna happen. Well, when you're in survival mode, and you're a pimp, or if you're surviving off of the people around you, then and that's really important to you. Know what I mean? So her energy and I could tell her energy and vibe was off. Know what I mean? And when that happened, I knew that bro, I have no way of paying for this room tomorrow if this chick leaves. So I'm gonna be out on the streets. You feel me? So it was literally I had to figure this shit out. And what happened was she left. know what I mean? She left and she didn't come back. She took her bag, and I was like, fuck, bro. Like, I know this chick is not gonna come back in the morning, and I gotta figure out this shit before 11 o'clock, or they're gonna kick me out. They're not gonna give me an option to be like, and I have no family here, I have nothing. Like, I'm here alone, and it was just me and this chick, or me and the chicks that I've had, and that was it. Like, I was literally surviving off of the females that I had around me, and my knowledge and skill sets, and my spiritual, and my character, really. Off of literally my character. Now, I mean, they believed and loved who I was and what I presented so much that they gave me everything they had. You feel me? So, like, when she decided not to do that anymore and that she wanted to leave, like, I went into survival mode and I was like, bro, like, what the fuck can I do to make this $70 fucking by tomorrow at like 11 o'clock? And I had no way of doing it. I hadn't been making any money myself the whole time. So how am I gonna figure this shit out? I knew I had one skill that I knew I could do. Know what I mean? I knew I had one thing, and I was like, bro, like, I gotta, this has to work. This has to work. I was like, there's one thing that I know I can do. Let me try it. Let me try it and see. And I was like, I've been talking about this spiritual shit for a long time. I've been talking about this magic shit for a long time, this spell work shit. Know what I mean? I've been selling people on this shit for a long time. Now I gotta sell myself. Now, I mean, I gotta believe this shit, because if I don't believe it, it's not gonna happen. Now, I mean, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be fucking on the streets tomorrow. Not fucking on the streets, but I'm gonna be on the fucking streets tomorrow. Having to fuck on the streets to get another chick to fucking get back in the hotels. You feel me? So, I sat down and I crafted a ritual, bro. I was like, there's nothing else I can do. Like, I have no one I can go to, no one that's going to give me any money. There's no chicks that's going to come save me. God is not going to come down from the sky and give me the money for tomorrow. Like, nothing. Like, none of that shit, bro. So I was like, all right, let me sit down and, like, think about how I can manifest this money tomorrow. Know what I mean? So I sat down, did exactly what I told you guys. Like, all right, so I need to manifest at least $70 fucking tomorrow, bro. I gotta do it. All right, so, I wrote down, $70 to pay for the room tomorrow. That's all I need. I don't need nothing else. I need the fucking $70, bro. All right, $70 to pay for the room tomorrow. And I went into like a meditative state. I started relaxing and meditating. And I started channeling, a energy that came through me and allowed me to, reach a different mindset. Because really, like, getting anywhere you want to go and doing anything you want to do is really about where your mind is, where your mindset is. A millionaire mindset is just a different level of mindset. Know what I mean? Me being in the place that I am compared to someone else being in the place that they homeless or whatever is really the mindset that they're at and what they believe is possible. Know what I mean? So if they can put themselves in the mindset of, like, I remember making a decision of, like, I'm not going to be homeless anymore. Like, I'm tired of, like, not living in my own spot. And I made that decision, and when I made that decision, my mindset shifted, and I never had to fucking sleep in my car or fucking live in a hotel anymore. Know what I mean? It was just a mindset shift. So, and the best way to do that is to, get into that energy and embody that energy and allow the spirit or the universe or whatever to bring that to you. Know what I mean? To bring that knowledge and that information to you. Because we're receivers. Now, I mean, we're receivers of information. Whether that's somebody that tells us that or we just magically think about it and it fucking comes to us and now we have the answer. Now, I mean, however we fucking do it, it's something that we receive. Now, I mean, it's energy that we receive and knowledge that we receive. So, I went into this meditative state and I started, just focusing on what the fuck I wanted. The $70 for the fucking hotel. And I started, I had some, tantra music playing and shit. I started, doing my little tantra shit. You feel me? And, just letting the energy, just focusing everything in that moment. I mean, everything in that fucking moment of that energy. You feel me? And, after the full process of the ritual or whatever, I checked my phone and I had twice the amount of money to pay for the room. And I was like, bro, this fucking shit works. It fucking works. I believed it at that point. Like, I really believed it at that point. It wasn't just like a story anymore. It wasn't just like, oh, I mean, like, yeah, magic works. You feel me? Law of attraction. You feel me? It works. Nah, bro, like, I saw it happen. There was, like, I did it. You feel me? So that was really when I understood that, like, what the fuck I'm doing, and I understood the process and exactly how to do it and how to do it over and over and over and over again. Now, I mean, like, that was like my biggest, accomplishment within my, and it wasn't a lot of money. I manifested more money since I manifested the Benz and all that shit. Yeah. But that was when it clicked for me, for real.
Hell yeah, bro. That's a story right there. Adam asked, so I guess at some part in your story, you said something that made him ask, did a spirit enter you or did your mental change? Do you know what he might be talking about?
Yeah. So, in that case, I felt I manifested a spirit, an energy. And when I say spirit, I'm talking about, a particular type of energy. Spirits, everybody. It's just a particular type of energy. Your character is a very specific type of energy. Now, I mean, Trey has a very specific type of energy. If I think about Trey, I know what he is based on his energy, his vibe. Now, I mean, spirits have the same thing. They have energies and they have vibes. Know what I mean? So, yeah, when I did it, I felt a particular energy, a spirit, or a vibe of a particular entity helped me with that process. Know what I mean? Helped me gain that information, that knowledge of what to do and how to bring that into my life.
Wow. So, since we're on that topic, bro, I started looking into channeling.
For sure.
I actually had an experience the other day with a lovely woman. She's into channeling and she kind of led it because she's done it before. Mm-hmm. I never did it before. I'm curious if you can touch on that a little bit. Like, what is channeling? Does that relate to manifestation? Like if you could give us like a basic, like fundamental understanding of channeling and whether or not it relates to manifestation. Okay.
Well, first I want to ask you, how was that process for you? Like, how did it feel? Like, was it weird or when you had that experience with chick, how was it?
So the thing is, I was very open to it.
Okay.
So I had no judgment. I had no reference of what it would be like. Mm-hmm. And she just went into it. I think she did it maybe once before. Okay. And she did it in a group setting. And she said that she saw some people channel different things and their bodies moved and their energy changed and all kinds of different things. And she said, when she did it, she wasn't sure if she was channeling something or if she was just thinking.
Doing it.
Yeah, she was just thinking thoughts and just saying what she was thinking.
Right.
So anyway, the experience I had with her is basically we wanted to channel Jesus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. And what's funny about it, you see, I'm so open to it because at one point I would have been like, what are you talking about? How you going to channel Jesus, But when she said it, I was like, okay, let's do this. Do it. And so she went into it and she called on Jesus. She uses the name Yeshua.
Yeshua, yeah.
And she called on him and she started channeling him. and I was writing down what she was saying.
Okay.
And and that was it. That was cool. Interesting. And then I gave it a shot. I said I wanted to channel my higher self.
Okay.
I didn't want to disrespect any of these entities with my first time trying to figure this out. So I was like, let me just try channeling my higher self. And I felt like I channeled it. I felt like I tapped into a higher version of myself, and I just started speaking from that higher self. And there are certain things coming, certain words and phrases and understandings coming out that I already intuitively knew,
right? But
I would doubt or hesitate. But the higher self knew 110%, like, yo, this is the truth or whatever. So I looked at, she wrote down what I was channeling, and then later I looked at it and I was like resonating with it, like very powerfully. And then what's interesting is there was like specific things that I was asking for or asking guidance for, and literally that same day I got all the answers. All the answers came to me that same day. And I know the reason it worked is because I believed. So I was open to it, and I believed. I had no doubts. I had no hesitation. I didn't judge it. And I think that's probably one of the keys to like powerful manifestation. You can't doubt it. You can't hesitate. You can't bring your past.
Same thing with approaching. Like, if you approach it, you're doubting the fucking approach or how it's gonna go. It's not gonna go well.
Yeah. So like that's like a key thing I'm realizing is like the power of faith, the power of belief. And of course, we hear these things all the time, but it's like, do you really believe?
Yeah, yeah.
Or do you really have faith?
Are you kidding yourself?
Yeah. So yeah, the experience was amazing, bro. The experience was amazing.
That's what's up. Nah, I appreciate you telling us that, bro. Cause like I didn't know all those details.
Word.
I mean, he told me a little bit about it, but he didn't tell me about that Yeshua shit. You feel me? That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, bro. What you said is exactly pretty much right. I remember like channeling was a big thing I wanted to do. Like that was one of my like spiritual gifts I wanted to like embody. Now, I mean, I wanted to channel spirits, and that was because I knew that like there was information and knowledge that I can get from just a higher level of energy. Now, I mean that I may need in order to do things that I wanted to do, or just to get different advice or whatever the fuck. So that was my main reason for getting in the channel, because I knew that like, hey, if I wanted to like make $1 million, if I could channel a fucking millionaire or a billionaire, bro, I could probably do this shit. You feel me? So that was my main reason for getting into it. But yeah, channeling is basically the way I see it is we're all connected. So you're not like channeling, like when you're channeling, it's not like you're channeling something that's foreign to who you are. So, it is a big part of believing, because you have to believe in yourself. Now, I mean, you have to believe that what you're saying is truly the truth. Now, I mean, because like we have these thoughts and these ideas that we don't even believe ourselves. Now, I mean, but when you get into channeling, you start to believe what the fuck you're saying, what you're telling yourself. And channeling my higher self was the first thing that I did. Now, I mean, so like, bro, if you get into that channeling shit, let me know what's up. Now, I mean, we can build on it. But yeah, channeling my higher self was the first thing that I started doing, and it helped me to really understand myself and other people more. Now, I mean, because when I'm channeling my higher self, I really feel connected to everyone else. Know what I mean? So, like, the information that I'm getting is stuff that I would, like, if I was in my egoic self, like, if I was, like, oh, this is me, and this is how I am, and, like, I'm this type of person, I'm the spiritual dude, know what I mean, with the meat coats and all this shit, and, if I don't want to, like, go outside, just with a fucking regular coat on, or have an interview with a regular shirt on, or whatever the fuck. But what if I was channeling something and my higher self was like, hey, I mean, it would be a way better interview if you didn't have, if you just freed yourself of having to do this certain thing, now I mean, then that could, it could fucking change the course of what I'm doing. Now I mean, so, channeling is just basically the process of tapping into, one, yourself, and then knowing that there's other energies and entities that you can tap, other frequencies that you can tap into that can give you knowledge. Know what I mean? That can that you can like download this information and speak from that place that's inside of you in order to get that knowledge.
Okay, perfect, bro. Thanks for breaking that down for
sure.
us. I'm curious about sex magic.
Oh,
right? That when you hear that sex magic, right? Like it gets your attention. Like, what is that, man?
Hell yeah.
So can you tell us like what exactly is that? Because I know you're an expert on that and you use it in different ways. Mm-hmm. What is sex magic and what does it do? How does it work?
Okay. Sex magic is the best vehicle for manifestation outside of human or animal sacrifices. So, if you don't want to kill a chicken or if you want to kill a baby, sex magic is probably the way to go. Because of the energy. The sexual energy is the energy of creation. It is the energy that we create babies with. Now, I mean, it's the energy that we're born into with. It is the most powerful energy that we can use to manifest anything that we want into our lives. So if you're able to tap into this energy and use it for your higher good or for your purpose, you're able to manifest what you want a lot easier, a lot simpler, a lot quicker. And the process of sex magic is really just, you got to really be comfortable in tapping into yourself. Whether, you're doing, self-stimulation, or you're doing it with a partner. I mean, you want to be able to like, the same process is doing a spell or doing a ritual is the same process. Intention, energy and letting go. Now, when you're doing a sex magic ritual, you're doing the same process, but you're using sex as that vehicle. Know what I mean? So if you're doing candle magic, you would sit down, write it down, maybe light a candle, maybe burn the thing that you're doing and let it go into the universe. If you're doing sex magic, you're going to sit down with that person. You guys are going to have the same intention, very clear same intention. You're going to fuck, know what I mean? And then when you're about to orgasm, you don't even have to ejaculate, because I do Tantra too. So Tantra is more about saving your energy, like saving your, not releasing your energy and like just letting it go, know what I mean? But that's a whole different thing. But you wanna when you're about to orgasm, you wanna be able to like have a clear vision of what you're trying to manifest, with your intention, and then release that into the universe when you orgasm or you come or whatever the fuck. Same thing with a chick. A chick is very, very powerful. Like it's really, really good to do it with a partner, because like females are the embodiment of sexual energy. So if you have a female that's gonna rock with you with that shit, you guys can probably manifest a whole new world. You feel me? You just gotta have you both have to have the same intention. That's just like if me and a chick were working on a business together, or we're in a relationship together, and we decide to focus on one particular thing. It's gonna be a lot easier for us to manifest it if we both have the same intention and we're both working towards it together. But with sex magic, you're taking away that fucking punch in the wall process.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's sex magic, my friends. That's what it is. Let's talk about Code Approach, bro.
Okay.
Because that's how we met.
Yeah, for sure.
So just so y'all know, we're actually like super cool. This is like my spiritual brother.
Yeah.
All right. We met, interestingly, online. I used to see him. Man, this was back in the day, man.
Hell yeah.
But like I used to see him like put content out on self-improvement, ways to achieve your goals, ways to get more control over your emotions, ways to...
Yeah, I was big on the emotion thing.
Yeah, ways to be more focused, ways to be more, have more self-control, right? So I see all this stuff and I'll be like, yo, this man knows what he's talking about. He's confident. He's showing up every day, right? And I was doing my thing. I think at the time, I wasn't talking about pickup back then, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. So before I got into the men's dating niche, I used to be into the internet marketing niche. So I used to teach people how to make money on the internet and do all this business stuff. So that's what I was talking about. But I saw his stuff and it relates, to entrepreneurship. You got to, have self-control and that kind of thing. So at some point I reach out to him and I'm like, hey bro, I think did I reach out to you?
Yeah, you hit me out on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
I reached out to you and I think I was like, yo, I love your content or whatever. I don't know if you'd be down to link up because somehow I realized you were in the area in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up like linking up one day and from that day it's just been a vibe, And we had this mutual interest of Code Approach, like going out meeting girls, like actually handling our dating lives. I was struggling, like at the time, I think this was the Trey that still never kissed a girl, never had a girlfriend, never was still a virgin, right? So Code Approach was like this thing that gave me an opportunity to kind of like hit those milestones. So I wanted to do it. And then I found my brother who was also already doing it. He was already kind of like getting it going and stuff. So we ended up becoming wingmen. We started going out, and a lot of things I learned from Code Approach, I learned from him because he was already like in the vibe. He was already like getting it going. He was already getting some results. And he helped me break a lot of limiting beliefs, right? Like I seen him, like I'm tall, I'm black, I got money. Okay, right? So, when the girls come around, they're like, okay, there goes the tall black dude with the muscles or whatever, and then they see my brother. He didn't have the swag that he has right now back then, right? No. So they see him and they're like, oh, okay, whatever, right? But then he starts speaking, right? They start to feel his energy, right? They feel his charisma, right? He understood female nature. He understood social dynamics. So he would just take over the conversation. You take over the interaction, and they would forget about me, right? So that he helped me to see that it's not just about looks. It's not just about height or whatever. Maybe I think I was making good money back then too because I had my business stuff going. It wasn't about none of that. It was about who could create an experience, right? Who could stimulate the girl emotionally? Who could like make her go into her feminine energy and feel safe and feel comfortable, and who could lead, right? Those were the things I needed to work on. I didn't have. And so I learned a lot from him. And then I got to see proof of it working, right? I seen him like take a girl that initially was interested in me and would go in his direction because he was doing so many things right. And I was coming with the shallow perspective of, oh yeah, but I'm tall and I have muscles and this and that. Yeah, maybe it gets her attention, but that's not going to keep her attention, right? So yeah, so code approach, like we went out, we had all these different experiences. So yeah, bro, can you maybe tell them a little bit about like, you know, code approach, our journey, any stories, anything that stands out to you that you think would be of value and also entertaining?
Yeah. Well, first I want to say that like you've grown a lot, like a lot, because like you said, like I remember like it was hard. It was hard when we went out. Like it was just like a really awkward feeling for you a lot of times. And like, cause you did like the online stuff. You didn't really have to communicate with people to do what you had to do. You know what I mean? In person. So, that was, I remember like us going out and just be like, you know, just that wandering like thing where we just wander around for a long period of time. You know what I mean? But bro, we came a long way with the pickup and the game shit. Like I remember the first times we were going out and like doing challenges and stuff where we would challenge each other to do different approaches and shit. That really helped just us get out of our comfort zone. Like challenges are really good, especially when you're out with your wingman, because like it gets you out of yourself, like thinking about you. Know what I mean? You're like, oh shit, he did it, I gotta fucking do it too. Know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just it pushes you. Know what I mean? It pushes you to keep pushing forward. Know what I mean? Keep trying new shit. So we did a lot of challenges and shit. That was really cool. I think like one of the biggest realizations that we had though was like that it's not about the external stuff, it's more about the internal thing. Because like we would I would go out. I remember moments where I would go out and like you would be approaching, like, because once we started getting it going, like you were doing approaches, like you know what I mean, you started approaching more than I was. So like because you just keep at shit, like you just keep at shit. So I remember we would go out and you would be doing more approaches than I would, and I would just be like sitting back, just walking around, or you know, just chilling and vibing and shit. And I was doing that because, and you were like, bro, like what? Why are you like doing anything like that? Sounds like that's like not productive. Dude. That's not gonna get you where you gotta go. And I was like, nah, bro, it's like about the energy. You're like, what the fuck, the energy? So yeah, we came a long way, but yeah, he was like, you know, the energy, like what the fuck, like how does that even do anything for you? Yeah. And you know, I was like, bro, no, I gotta feel good. I mean, I gotta feel good about what I'm doing. I gotta feel good about the approach. I gotta feel good about just like being out here. Know what I mean? So like, I would just get into a vibe, and after a little while, you know, maybe I would start approaching, and like maybe do one or two approaches and get like numbers and closes and all that shit, you know, without having to put out a lot of effort. Know what I mean, that's what, you know, I remember when we were learning like the process between like putting out a lot of fucking effort and just like flowing with the process. Know what I mean? Like that was like a huge difference in like just our success. Now I mean, just understand, like taking that journey and flowing with the process. Now I mean, just like letting like whatever's gonna happen, and trusting that it's gonna be like, you know, to your benefit. Know what I mean? So like, bro, we got a million stories about approaches and like going out to even the clubs. We used to go out to the clubs sometimes together. You know, we went to malls. I don't know if we went to malls together before. But we always used to go to the colleges. Now I mean, we go to the colleges like every fucking day. You know, so we put in the work of just like approaching. Know what I mean? And just get in those numbers. Know what I mean? Just getting in those experiences and those numbers. And you gotta do that. Know what I mean? Because you need the experiences of like, I'm not gonna die. I mean, I'm not gonna die when I approach this chick. I mean, like it's gonna be cool. I mean, I may not get what I want out of it, but I'm not gonna just like burst into flames if I talk to her. You feel me? So, bro, like we had some really cool times and shit.
Yeah, I think what I was thinking about is like the amazing thing is we both ended up like getting really good with women. like in the moment we were like, man, I don't know, you know, I'm getting rejected and this and that, and like now we're just like it's no big deal, you know. Like we just want to help others, like because we remember how much it sucked to not be able to get a girl, you know, to not understand female nature, you know. For sure. So that's what I was thinking about, like man, like if we manifested, like we basically the topic of this live, like this,
the lifestyle that we want.
This what's happening right here was a manifestation.
Yeah.
right? Like us doing this Facebook Live,
Yeah.
like us, like, you know, having the confidence to come on here and just share our life, right? And be okay with the world knowing about it, because, I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
And what you probably don't know is like, even during those times, like I think I was like a virgin, like up until like almost before I left. Like I didn't tell anybody. Like nobody knew this. But like I was probably a virgin. And I have been doing pickup for like, bro, like for like 5 years or 4 years before we met. Like I consistently like going out and shit. And I would get makeouts and numbers and all that shit. But like I wouldn't like I wouldn't fuck any chicks. I mean, I didn't get that far with it. And like right before I left, I mean, that's when it started clicking for me. I had a couple chicks in rotation and all that shit. But like it took me, you know, all that time of us going out together, getting those experiences and like putting in the work for me to like get to that place and be like, and really when I calmed down, when I was like, bro, I got this shit. Like, I mean, like, it's gonna happen. I mean, I got this shit. I don't have to like force anything. I mean, like, I just gotta have a clear intention of what I want and let it come into my life and attract those type of chicks. Like, bro, like not every chick wants to fuck me. Know what I mean? So like let me focus on the ones that do. Know what I mean? Like let me make my intention very clear of this is what I want, and like let me get those type of females that I want into my life. Know what I mean? So like, you know, it was really, really cool once I realized like, hey, my intention, like what is my like I remember like one big thing was like I didn't know my intention was like just to approach. Like just to get a good conversation, like just to make her laugh and just to get a number. Like when my attention became, oh, I want to like take this girl home. That's when things went to a different level, because like I had to actually set up a way to get her back to my fucking place or wherever the fuck we're gonna fuck. Like I wasn't driving there, you know, whatever the case was. Like how am I gonna get this chick back to like the where we need to go to handle business? Now I mean, so I had to process that. And the only way I was able to do it is because I had to change my intention. Like, I had to make my intention very, very clear of what I wanted from what I was doing.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. I feel like, you know, if we really wanted to, we could be here all night.
For sure.
So, I think let's end it with this, bro. Let's say somebody's watching this and they're hearing all this stuff and they're like, yeah, okay, you guys are able to do that, but, like, I'm not getting any girls, bro. Like, what advice would you give someone who's trying, right? They're trying, but they're not getting any results. Meaning, maybe they're getting some results, but they're getting a lot of rejection. They're experiencing a lot of rejection. Maybe it feels like it's so much work. You know, like when is it gonna happen? Like, what could you say to someone like that to give them some extra motivation, some inspiration to just believe, you know, that they can manifest a successful dating life or a successful loving relationship, or maybe they just want to, you know, be that playboy that gets all the girls, whatever it is. Like, what could you say to a guy like that?
Well, first I'd say don't give up. Know what I mean? Like my journey was, you know, years and years of like rejection, before I even got one fuck close. So I actually had sex with one chick. Know what I mean? And I was talking to that chick for like a year before it actually happened. Know what I mean? But after that, you know, it started to snowball. So I would say just don't give up on the process. Learn to like enjoy the journey, and figure out what it is that you have to offer. You know, that goes back to like your character. You know, a chick just doesn't want, you know, just any and every dude. Every dude's gonna talk to her, but you have to have a certain type of character for her to like want to invest into and invest time into and to want to really get to know. Know what I mean? So you want to like get into the stuff that you like. Now, I mean, like, what kind of stuff do you enjoy doing? Now, I mean, it may not be this magic shit and sex magic shit. Now, I mean, it may not be, you know, online coaching. It may not be, you know, whatever the fuck. It may be, you may like to just, you know, like, play video games. Now, I mean, you may have a Twitch account or some shit. Now, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, find something that you really, really enjoy doing and focus on that. And find chicks that like that. Now, I mean, because that's your playing field. Now, I mean, that's where you're going to succeed at in attracting the type of girls that you want. So, once you have your character and you've decided like, hey, this is the type of person I am, and these are the type of females that I want around me, and you know this is my playing field, this is my playing grounds, then start to focus on your intention of what you want from them, and allow the universe to kind of bring it into your life by continually to take the actions. Now, I mean, it may not be you just need like a whole bunch of information. Most of us have the information that we need. Now, I mean, most of us know what to do. Know what I mean? But you may need, you may need to like go back and see like where are your emotions. Know what I mean? What emotions are you feeling about this process? Know what I mean? You may need to do some shadow work. Know what I mean? To go through your healing, like heal some stuff that would be preventing you from fucking sabotaging yourself. Most of us has gotten to almost there, and we fuck up the shit for ourselves. Know what I mean? So sometimes we just gotta do some shadow work and do some healing work on like, the process of what we're going through and heal like all the fuck ups that we had. Know what I mean? Know that we're not gonna fuck up next time. Know what I mean? Like we're a new person every minute and every second. Know what I mean? Like every day, if you're a king, if you're a king or a god, every day you're becoming something new. Know what I mean? Every second you're something new. Just what you learned five seconds ago, you become a new person because you can take that knowledge and do something different with it. Know what I mean? So just know that you're always growing, you're always changing, and don't give up on yourself on that process. And know that if you have a clear intention and you put the energy behind it, you'll manifest it. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, we got to end on that note, man. That was amazing. Fellas, I want to thank y'all for watching this presentation, being a part of this journey. This group started off as a sexy beast tribe. Then it became the unbreakable beast tribe. Now it's the masculine throne, right? So you can see the evolution, and it's going to continue. It's not going to stop. We're going to keep evolving. We're going to keep bringing value to you. And yeah, let's just keep evolving, man. Let's just keep doing this. I appreciate you, bro.
Nah, I appreciate you, bro.
Coming on.
Hey, it's the first time we've seen each other in like, what, 4 years now?
Yeah.
Like 4 years now. So, I appreciate me, invite me into your home, first off, and then invite me to, share with the guys.
Yeah. All right. So we'll end it on that. Y'all take care. Peace.